Well, how many did you eat? 7? You ate 7 pillows? I gotta go. Hey everybody, how's it going? Randy here. Getting back to work. As you can look over here, I'm done with all my computers for the night. I got one, God, it's hard to point, on the cart that I need to take the hard drive out. We smash them. And that's always a lot of fun. What's going on? I just got back from like the hardest weekend I've ever had, and this is the second time I've moved this person. The first, and it's so cool to see the progression where she was like at a state of her life, and then she went through a change, and she's got a job helping people. Then in 2 years she got her bachelor's and a master's, and now she's working on her PhD, and after that she's going to get a second master's. And man, it's just how do you, and she's teaching herself Japanese, and she's getting to the point where she can have what do they say, conversation level Japanese. All this and like, oh my, I love this woman. It's she is just so incredible. I've never met anybody like her, and I can't. If I say, oh yeah, I don't care for hummus, she'll be like, but you ate hummus on August 2nd, 2014, when we were eating hummus. I'm like, how do you remember that? That's one of the reasons she gets through things so fast. She just has like a photographic memory, and it's just incredible. So yeah, I don't mind helping out someone like this. She does have a bad shoulder and a heart disease, and a heart condition. So yeah, she was kind of relegated to putting stuff away. Anyway, that was my weekend. It was 91 degrees. In the truck, it was probably 120 degrees. Excuse me. So I'm moving at the old location. It was a short jaunt because she was across from the elevator, take the elevator down, and then out the front door. But then because the truck had a trailer on it, I had to park way across the parking lot. So I'm out there in 91 degree heat, pushing big carts of stuff and heavy stuff, and every once in a while, there's stuff that can't go on the carts that I had to carry, and get all the way to the truck, and I'm sweating. Then I get in the truck, and it's even hotter, and I'm packing stuff in, and I was drenched. I mean, there wasn't a dry piece on me, and oh my gosh, it was crazy. And then I ran out of time, and the next morning I get up and I finish. Drive 6 hours in the truck with no cruise control, no nothing. And I get there and I'm like, I can't do anymore. I need to sleep. And I did get a night's sleep, and I was worried because the truck had to be back not the next day, but the day after the next day. And I'm like, I don't know if I can unload this truck in one day, because it took me a day and a half to load it. But we did. We got it unloaded. This time I was able to pull right up to the door, so I was like out of the truck into the building, and the building had air-conditioned hallways, and so it was just like a long walk and up 4 flights in an elevator, and then down this long hallway, and then 5 steps down, and then her apartment was right there. So I did end up having to like stop my cart and then carrying everything to the apartment. Because there's no real way, because the cart lays down and then you can pile boxes on it. There's no really way to get that down the stairs. If I convert it to a dolly, I was calling like furniture on the dolly, then I could roll it down the stairs. But overall, just know it was a very, very hard weekend. But there is an upside. I got my deck of cards back. My adventure cards. So I was looking at those, and I don't know. I need to get started into doing stuff again. I tried to get my friend to do this because she's just so incredibly smart, and she can look at a card and go, "Oh, did you do this?" And I'm like, "No." She said, "Well, did you do this and this and this?" And she has the answers. um, but yeah, I was looking at Xavier Marks and The Great Adventure. What was the other one? Naomi Speck and all those other ones. I just really need to get back into it again. I got free time now. I got a work room, I got a table and everything. I can sit down and just do it. And try to get my brain back into solving things. Because, a lot of people don't realize this, but when you're trying to work on ciphers and puzzles, and even if you just do word searches or Sudoku or whatever, it keeps your mind malleable. It keeps it young. It staves off dementia and all that good stuff. And yeah, I mean, even when I'm not doing anything, I'm on the I play the Microsoft games every night, and it's 5 games or 6 games. Anyway, you play 5 different kinds of solitaire, and they get progressively harder, and it's like, that's what I do to keep my brain limber. But yeah, it really helps. When you're solving something, it really helps. And I was packing stuff up, and I told her, I said, if you've come across my cards, because I gave them to her to I figured she would solve it in like a day. She got distracted with other things, and I'm like, if you come across these cards, let me know. And she found them, gave them to me. And I forgot about the map. There's a map with them. Yeah, and then she was like checking out the local shops, and she found a yearbook from like 1920, something like that, 1919. And she went through, and it's back then they had like a picture and then a biography of the person. And she went through and she like took a screenshot of about 100 of these people, and then she went on Find a Grave, and she looked up all these people and put the screenshot in there. And I'm like, you're doing the Lord's work, man. That's some good stuff there. Yeah, so I'm looking at all these biographies. She was sending them to me as she was taking screenshots. I'm like, okay, that's what people did back then. And there was a page in the yearbook that had like jokes, and the jokes made no sense whatsoever. And I'm like, I'm going to have to go back in time and look these jokes up and find out if they're really funny or not, because they just were far out. If Biddy could body, then why would she? I don't know. It was just really weird. Anything else going on? Oh, look, I did find a computer, a little one. But that one's done. I just got to put it away. Yeah, so and I wanted to get back into it again. I wanted to get back into maybe making videos for the channel. I'm trying to think of what videos I could make, so if you have a suggestion, go ahead and make a suggestion. No clue videos. I don't like clues. I don't like them. But yeah, if you have an idea for videos, if you want to go through, like how do you solve a polybia square with a keyword, they're not, because one is one way and one is the other way, or how do you do it with different lengths and different heights and different sets of squares, and things like that. Or maybe I'll go through and figure out, I gotta get caught up on like Xavier Marks, and I was just looking at the forums, and I'm like, look at these forums haven't, in some of them in weeks and months haven't had comments on them. I'm like, does that mean everyone's just kind of given up? Are these all stuck at dead ends? And what can we do to break that? And that's what I want to get into. So anyway, prepare, and I will be checking into that. And if you ever have to move, don't do it in 91 degree heat. Oh my gosh. And then towing the trailer and everything for 6 hours. And then driving around downtown, a big city, with a U-Haul truck hauling a trailer. Oh my gosh, what a weekend. I'm still sore. I got like cuts on my arm, and I got this thing on my finger. It's like a sliver, and I can't get it out, and it's just it's so much fun. And I was thinking, I was like comparing myself, because I remember when my dad was 60. I'm like, he would work on his truck. He could, he was a truck driver, so he would, and he was an owner operator, so he would work on his truck and do his maintenance and stuff. And we'd go fishing or stuff like that. But I've never known my dad to like carry something all day long. you know, when he moved, he hired movers. When he needed a roof done, he hired roofers. I just never seen him do like a hard day's work. I've never seen him like dig a hole or anything like that. I was thinking, I don't think he could at my age. I'm the same age he was. Let me think about this for a minute. He was, when I was born, he was already old because there was like a 20-year gap between my dad and my mom. So yeah, I've only known my dad as being old. He was always gray-haired. But it's like, wow, I couldn't picture him doing this. And so I'm like, I feel like I'm a little bit ahead. And of course, he was smoked since he was 5. And he smoked his entire life, and had all the problems you can imagine from smoking an entire life. Bad lungs, bad arteries, everything caked up. So yeah, I think I'm ahead of the game. Now, 4 of my grandparents, both my grandparents on my dad's side, both my grandparents on my mom's side, lived into their 90s, late 90s in some cases. And then my dad was like in his 70s, 79, I think he was. And my mom lived to be 85. So I'm like, I think I have a good chance of living for another 30 years. But, yeah, it'll be an adventure, I guess. But, yeah, I got to get working on these. And so I was just hoping to get some videos out. And maybe not from work anymore. I was going to say my water bottle looks black for some reason. So anything, if there's anything you want to talk about, anything you want to discuss, anything you want to go over, let me know. And I'm going to try and recruit somebody to help me. We can split the money. I was looking at Xavier Marks, and some thoughts occurred to me, and I went to the forums. I don't know where else people are talking about it, so I know you guys had some private Zooms and stuff, but I haven't been participating in those. But just looking at stuff and trying to figure stuff out, I thought I spotted something, and I was like, that didn't really work. But I did bring it to work with me. It's up here. So if I have downtime, I can like pull it out and go, look at this. And I was thinking about chaos and stuff. It's interesting. But again, I think people got stuck in a certain spot. And it's easy when you write a book, an armchair treasure book. It's easy to write it and to go through and say, okay, everything's solvable. But then you give it to somebody else and they get stuck on one spot because they didn't have the knowledge you had when you wrote it. And, it's just a matter of time before somebody gets that knowledge and then gets past that bump and then solves it. That's the aha moment. But anyway, I'll see you guys later. I gotta sign my NDA. It's all legal. So we'll talk to you guys later.